Hello everybody, my name is Dvir Hoffman. I'm the Corporate Vice President for Resource Management at Dvir. Unfortunately, given the circumstances, I wasn't able to come in person to be with you, but my spirit and the video is with you over here. I've recorded this session that I've presented pretty much in Igloo with some more additions. I hope it will be very informative for you, and I would like in advance to thank you for inviting me. And it's a global world with technology, so I hope that you will find my presentation in a good quality and very informative. Enjoy, and thank you very much for your ongoing partnership.
So hello again. In this recorded presentation, I will go over what we've been doing in the recent year in Alma and also some outlook into what we're expecting to develop. This is not everything we're expecting to develop. Pretty much the same presentation I've been delivering a few months ago at Igloo. So let's start. I want to start with a little bit what's happening around us. We all know that things are changing. Well, not only with the recent things that are happening around us, but also from a technology and from the user experience. So let's go from the left side. What's happening in the technology world? A lot is happening. Everything is connected, Internet of Things, virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence. There is a data explosion. A lot of things happening. Also, in terms of in the library, on the right bottom side, library becoming more than just the library. We all know that. There is an increase in expectations from the library to get more involved and to show its value to the institution. User expectations goes up and up and up, and later in my presentation I will talk about the Z generation. And we all live in a world that we need to do more with less. And what's happening with Alma? We are reaching thousands of customers. It comes with some challenges, and I'll talk about that. There is big data around us. There is a lot of data that Alma is holding, and we definitely can leverage for the benefit of our customers. And also, there is also the software as a service experience that we need to continue and invest in making it as smooth as possible to our customers. So the world around us from many aspects is changing. I want to go over in the first half of my presentation on these three main areas. Transparency, and what we're trying to do in many areas to be more and more transparent about what we're doing, about community collaboration, and also things we're doing in order for you, our customers, to get the most out of Alma. So let's start with some numbers, figures, where we stand today with Alma. So there are over 44 consortiums around the world that are using Alma. As a matter of fact, more just joined recently. We have over 1,800 institutions that signed for Alma, and we're still counting, and more are joining. Over 60,000 users, active users, every day logging into Alma, and there are over 1,200 live institutions with Alma. So Alma is continuing to grow, but the continuous growth of Alma, we admit, it comes with some challenges that we are working and will continue to work with. We know that while we are growing in the amount of Alma customers, still each and every one of you would like to continue and experience the personalized feeling of using Alma. Every customer matters to us, even if we are serving 100 or 2,000. Every one of you is matter to us as if you are the only customers. There is an increasing challenge when we are communicating to 2,000 about what's going to happen in Alma as opposed to communicating to smaller amount. And we know that there is also a challenge of making sure that the solution is as stable as possible in terms of bugs and known issues. These are challenges that in a very transparent manner, I can tell you, we are aware of them. But the good news is that we are working on them very thoroughly with a lot of focused effort in order to make sure that none of these challenges will become an issue. One of the things that we are doing in order to cope with these challenges, and let me give you some view into what we're doing here, is to provide better visibility into what we're going to fix. So as many of you probably already know, we have released a few months ago this screen that you can see from inside Alma under the menu of Alma Known Issues Fix Schedule. All the things, all the bugs in high priority that already have a fixed schedule. We believe that by being more transparent about our plans to fix issues, it will also allow you to set the expectations to your users accordingly. And we are working very diligently in order to make sure that we are continuing to fix more and more in a timely fashion. And this effort will continue in the coming year as well. But transparency is also about what happened and what is about to happen. And I want to remind you that we are publishing our high-level roadmap to you. So just a highlight of very, very few things that we have released in 2019. You can see it over here about e-resources and cost per use analytics. And we've released Dara, and we'll talk about Dara, and Counter 5 as well, and Ex Libris Identity Services, and more. And also, as we are here in 2020, we are planning in a month to release to the sandbox the new metadata editor, to release later on this year improvements to the analytics, integrations, cloud apps that I will talk about. So we are having a lot of active roadmap as we're moving into the year. But with one main, I would say, focus here, which is to improve the Alma usability, the user experience, and performance. These are three main themes for us in the coming year, and even more than that. One of the things that we are about to release, and I wanted to share with you, this is, the Guide Me that we have released. We have released several years ago something similar. We have improved it. It is the ability of you users to get a guided help about different processes and workflows within the system. We're investing here. It's a tool that we, as I mentioned, we used in the past. We stopped using it. Some improvements were made by the vendor to this tool, and now we are continuing to use it, hopefully to help you to do better in a much more easy way, to use Alma and to leverage it to its full potential. So Guide Me, this is the relaunch of this tool, so far with a great success and with great adoption, and we're really hoping that by using the tool, you'll be able to better leverage and utilize features and workflows in Alma. Another thing that we are about to release in few months from now is even in further enhancing the user interface of Alma. If you remember, and I'm sure that you do remember, back in 2018, we have revamped the entire Alma UI, and we said back then that this is not the end, rather this is the start of an ongoing improvements for Alma user interface and usability in general. So in couple of months from now, you will see that Alma main menu will even be further improved versus what it is today. So this is based on a very close work that we are having with a users focus group dedicated for UI. In addition, and something that I did not share in Igloo, and I'm giving you a heads up, we are about to launch later this year the ability to have apps within Alma. That is, users can write different apps that you will be able, from a user perspective, to install, activate and use from within the user interface of Alma. This is something that is very innovative, is something that we believe and also hope that will greatly assist our entire Alma user community to better leverage the capabilities in Alma and also to increase the usability of Alma. So more about that, the cloud apps, you will hear in a dedicated sessions. And again, you get the benefit of being among the first that hear about that as a heads up. So this is with a lot of excitement and pleasure from our end. And another thing that I know that the entire community have been waiting for a long time, something that we've been working a lot with a lot of technology challenges. This is the new metadata editor, user interface, improved workflows. So as I said, in May release of Alma, we are going to release it to the sandbox and with a lot of close work with a focus group, the UI focus group that is helping us to a great degree, improving it, giving us feedback, testing it, and we believe that it will make a great change and improvements for the better in how you're going to utilize and help you better streamline your day-to-day work, those of you who are using the metadata editor. So great improvements over there as well. The other angle that I wanted to talk about, which is very important to us and very close to our heart, is the community collaboration. As you know, part of our DNA in Ex Libris is working close with you, our users. I just mentioned a few slides ago that we're working very closely with the focus group about the UI and the metadata editors, and we're even having more and more groups that we're working with and customers. And for us, it is also about providing you, our customers, with the tools to further collaborate between and among yourselves, whether it is between yourselves as unit in Norway, or whether it is between you and other customers of Alma. So just a few examples here of the tools that we're providing, and we'll continue to invest in them in order to provide you with ways to encourage collaboration. Community zone and contribution, it's one way. Analytics and the ability to create reports and share the reports templates is another one. Resource sharing, and in the next part of my presentation, I'll talk about what are plans for resource sharing. Consortia collaboration that you are doing so far, developments on top of Alma, whether this is the APIs, apps, and etc. So I would like to take this opportunity and to thank you, each and every one of you, for your contribution for the Alma community. I believe that what makes Alma great is you. It is each and every one of you that contributes, that work and provide us with your feedback. One of the initiatives that we are right now working, again, with the product working group and with the focus group, is Ask the Expert. And if I may correct this, we even changed the name recently. We're calling it Ask the Community. And what does it mean, Ask the Community? We believe that there is a lot of knowledge among the Alma community. Some of you are really expert in some of the fields: acquisition, metadata, circulation, and so on and so forth. Is it possible that we can provide you yet with another platform to consult and to help each other? We are seeing a lot of questions sometimes on the Alma list that we are really proud of the knowledge that exists out there. So our idea is whether we can provide you with some platform that if one of the community members, she has or he has a question, can they consult with others in real time? So one of the things we are right now thinking about is an interface from inside Alma, as you can see on the top right, that you can ask an expert or consult the community. We haven't determined the name yet. So in that respect, it will be screen sensitive. And in this example of the screenshot, you can see that I have some question about purchase order line, some question, and I need help today. Maybe there is someone in the community that is available right now to take some question and can help me in real time. So this is just one idea, and right now we're working with a focus group dedicated for that to start gathering the requirements of different types and to come up and to shape how it will be designed. And once we are making progress, we are at the very initial stage, we will share our ideas with the entire community about what we're planning. But this is just yet another example of a way that we believe that the community can further collaborate, share idea, share knowledge, and help each other. Another aspect of collaboration is with our partners in order to provide better service for you, our customers. So we all know that the accuracy of the knowledge-based data is very important, and it really impacts the ability of students and faculty members to get access to their content. Today, we and many of the other vendors in the market are working in a very traditional way, which is we are getting updates from the vendors about their collections. We need to load them into the knowledge base, update, do the matching, update our knowledge base, publish it to the Alma community zone, etc. And it takes time. And we are trying to think out of the box. How can we make this process better, more efficient, more accurate? And one of the things that we have worked on, and we just released it a few weeks ago with the first vendors that we've been working on with, is the provider zone. And this is the actually ability to partner with different providers, content providers. And we said, why don't we just give them an API through which they will be able directly update the knowledge base of Alma that is part of the community zone. And by doing so, we don't need to massage the data and to run it through our internal processes. We trust the vendors. You trust the vendors about their data. Why don't we give them a direct access to the community zone? And by doing so, it will be faster and more accurate. And this is the way you'll see it. And some of you, if you started to play with Alma because it's already in production for selected vendors that one of them is IEEE, for instance, that started to work with us on that, you will see that when you're looking and searching for a collection or a journal, you'll see that this title is actually managed, or package is managed by this vendor. That means that this vendor has direct access to the knowledge base, to an area, an isolated area, that this vendor can update the knowledge base directly through an APIs. We really have great hopes about that. We believe that distributing the system in a way and opening it to other providers, it's probably the way, and we're monitoring very closely. Now I want to talk to you about DARA. As many of you know, DARA stands for Data Analysis Recommendation Agent. Many of you are familiar with that. It's our ability or attempt to help you better utilize Alma and get the most out of Alma. So today, over or close to 900 institutions already receiving our recommendation from DARA on different areas, while we're taking advantage of machine learning and statistical analysis in order to really try and help you better utilize Alma and pointing you into the areas we believe that you can even make more use of Alma, and Alma can help you more streamline different workflows. So one of the examples is, University of Liège that gave us this very nice quote that is using it and very happy with the progress they're making and the benefits they're getting from DARA. The same as Sonoma State University. And we have more and more universities and institutions that are using Dara, and we are very happy about that. A little bit about the roadmap of Dara. So we're working on Dara and enhancing it in several areas to give you recommendations about item level, cataloging recommendations, including electronic collection portfolio recommendations. Let's take one example that we've seen very often. Many of you are looking into high quality metadata record. Many of you are searching it one by one. How about the Dara? We'll go over all of the Alma institutions that can open and that are allowed to open their records. And instead of opening Z3950 to each and every institution, we can search for you according to the criteria that you have defined what is a high quality record. And Dara will do it for you. As in this example, Dara found 3 high quality records. And in this case, you can actually choose from these records or ask Dara to do it automatically for you and copy this catalog to your institutional collection, as you can see in these examples. So there are different types and areas that we are working on extending Dara, again, in the attempt to help you increase the usability of the system and ease of use. So it is based on analytics that we're doing, recommendations such as about high request load or inactive portfolios that we want you to pay attention to, whether this is about local collection and portfolios that we believe that you can take advantage of the knowledge base, the central knowledge base, and link your records, or whether this is on configurations where we are identifying cases that you may miss, or you have the ability to have even a better efficient configuration to help you do your daily workflow. So this is an example about local collections and portfolios linking to the CZ, a recommendation that will be given to you by Dara, that we've identified one of your collections that also exists in the knowledge base, and you can actually link it. And by doing so, you can save an ongoing updates of the metadata to this record. So here it is the continuation of this example of local collection portfolios to be linked to the CZ, and from this point you can actually do it very easy and no need in order to search and look in the knowledge base for that. Dara will do it for you. Okay, at this point I would like to talk to you about a slightly different topic. As an introduction to the resource sharing that we are developing, I want to start by speaking a little bit about the Z generation. Those who were born in the early 2000s, they are right now starting to study. They are our students. Some of them maybe will graduate very soon. Let's talk about some of the characteristics of this generation. And we've collected it from different researchers around the globe. They are consuming and receiving over 3,000 text messages a day. They prefer Snapchat and Instagram over Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. 61 of them would prefer to be entrepreneur than employee when they graduate the college. Totally different type of characters. They watch 2 times as many videos on mobile and than any other demographic. 70% watch 2 hours a day on YouTube. And this generation really likes storytelling and visual display. These are not only the differences between this Z generation and the X or Y generation that we used to serve. But why do we even care about that? And the reason that we care about that is because think about students in this generation. They are used to going to Amazon and to eBay. And do you really believe that their experience today when going into Amazon is the same as going to the library to consume and to get access to resource? All the more so, resource that does not exist in the library and you need to get it from some other institution. Needless to say, this is really not the same experience. However, the expectations of this generation, of these students, are exactly as the ones that we're having at the Amazon. And with that in mind, we are developing the Rapido as our new solution for end-to-end resource sharing. As you probably know, in the middle of last year, we have acquired a company by the name of RapidILL that was established and was owned by Colorado State University. They were established back in 1996, focusing on journals and chapters delivery. And RapidILL is a key part of our overall new resource sharing solution. A little bit about statistics about RapidILL. Only in the last year, they have processed over 1.5 million requests to get access to articles and book chapters, which is the domain that RapidILL is operating at, with over 95% fulfillment rate, which is an enormous. And not less important is that the time it took to handle and deliver these articles and books chapters to students was 11.2 hours on average. Today, there are about 330 customers worldwide, and RapidILL is a key part of our overall solution. And how it is linked into our overall Rapido solution. So RapidILL is going to be the document delivery service of Rapido. Today, you can get access and acquire RapidILL, and later on, when you will purchase and order from us Rapido, it will be very transparent move, and all of the RapidILL services will be included as part of the Rapido. So let's talk a little bit more deeply into Rapido. So as I mentioned, we are very much focused on the experience of the patron. We really believe that the patrons today should and deserve to get the same experience they're getting when they're going into Amazon. This is a design that we're working on right now, an example of how a student or any other end user using the Rapido will monitor all of her or his requests, including shipment for physical items. You can see here, and it's, not by a coincidence, it is very much like any other experience you would have in an Amazon shipment. Today, the expectation is that I want to find what I want, but I also want to get it the way I want it. We need to have a very intuitive user experience that is fully embedded within the entire experience of the users in Primo. And also, important part of it is embracing the community commitment for high service standards. So this is the Rapido. And the Rapido is designed according to the concept that we, like in Alma, it's a unified, meaning it's a resource sharing solution for all media types, delivered in the way or in the best way that we can possibly have it for the patron. We, Rapido, will find the best way to deliver this to the patron. It's going to be fully embedded within your workflows from discovery to delivery. I talked about the fact that the community will need to commit here to a certain level of service. We do expect, and our first findings is that we believe it is going to provide you with a dramatic cost saving. And the bottom line is that we are working hard to provide a fast, accurate, and predictable solution for the end users. The same as you would expect when you're doing shopping anywhere online. So let's take another look. And one of the things is that we want to make it not only simple for the patrons, but very simple to manage for you, the staff members. So this is taking from a design right now that we are working on, a dashboard for you, the staff members, of managing the entire resource sharing operation. You're going to have a very dedicated dashboard within the Rapido solution that shows you all the activities and all the statistics. And you will have the way to fully automate the entire process and to give rules to everything and only to deal manually with exceptions. But that's not even all of it. We know that when a student searches for something, we want to give her the entire options. So let's assume that I'm looking for some kind of a chapter of a book. Once I search for this chapter, and if it's not part of my library, my home institution, within the same interface, with one click of a button, I will show this student another options. As you can see here, and this is a screen we already developed, on the left side, if this is a physical copy she's looking for, we can tell her, look, I have it and I found it. It can be delivered to you in 5 days and you can keep it for 14 days. And how do we know that? Because behind the scenes, every member, remember, we are committing to a service level to our students. So if I'm an institution and I have it, I can define what are my terms of the loan. So I can give it to you in 5 days for 14 days, or maybe you only need a chapter. And in that case, you can get it in 24 hours. And how do we do that? If some of you already guessed, you're right. With the use of RapidILL, a proven chapter and document delivery solution. And this is even not more. As you can see here, there is on the left side, see more options under the physical. This is where very similar to when you are ordering flight, for instance, and you want to filter according to the time and according to certain criteria. What if there is other option? Meaning you can get it maybe not in 5 days, you can get it in 8 days. However, you'll be able to keep it for 30 days. Maybe it's better for you. So this is, again, we are going to use a user-centric design, giving you the best options that are calculated by Rapido and giving you all the terms known in advance to increase the visibility into the service that you're going to get. We are developing this with a list of a very distinguished development partners from the US and Australia, large consortia, small institution, big institutions. Right now, where we are in terms of the development, so we are deep inside the development. At this point, we are opening Rapido for all of the institutions and customers that are interested to become an early adopter. So if Unit and you are interested in becoming an early adopter of Rapido, which will provide you some great benefits, both commercial and in terms of the implementation and the fact that we will work with you much closer than later on with other customers, this is the right time. We are planning to have the first customer going live by the end of this year, and longer on our roadmap is also in 2 years from now, also open it by the end of 2021 for non-Alma members as well. With that, I would like to thank you very much for listening to my session. I really hope that you find it informative. We'll be more than happy to answer follow-up questions, obviously through email or through your contact to Exlibris. Thank you very much for listening and have a great conference.
So again, thank you very much for listening. If you were wondering where did I record this session, so it's here in Exlibris recording, where we're recording all of our training. This is where I delivered and recorded for you this session. Thank you very much for listening.